What's up, Rippa fam and Rippa fans, and Andrew or Dokimandrew, whichever tickles your fancy most, here with another action-packed, laugh-packed, maybe. I mean, I entertain myself. I don't know if I entertain y'all, but all that matters is I entertain myself.
Sure,
Somebody has to. Somebody has to. Well, I'm back with the illustrious illustrators over at the Rippaverse for another episode of our artist podcast, Ctrl+Z. This is our 10th episode. We've officially hit double digits on this sucker now. So thank you all for watching and supporting the channel and supporting this podcast specifically. I know that you guys have given us a lot of good feedback, that you have a lot of fun with it. I get emails and I get DMs all the time about people saying, hey, I really like that you guys do that. I like seeing a comic book company have comic book creators talking about comic books. Wild. Right. But that's what we do around here. That's what we do around here. So believe it or not, that's a thing that people do. And we are those people doing that thing. So without further ado, we're going to jump into this. Welcome back, Kanan White, our Rippaverse art director, Igor, our artist and lead illustrator, actually, and one of our art editors, and Marcos Rios, our concept artist here at the Rippaverse, the man behind
everything.
Most of the designs that you see, the vast majority of the designs that you see. So, you know, he's designed 1 or 2 characters over the year. What was it you told me? We're over like what 670 something designs now. Something pretty wild.
Yeah,
I didn't give him an exact number. It's been a lot.
Give him a ballpark.
That's crazy.
I'm sure it'll be okay. It's not exactly gigantic spoiler material. But once you hit that 1,000 designs marker, we'll have to do something. We'll have to do something special. I'm looking forward to that. We'll have to have a celebration. That's going to come up fast. That's going to come up fast too.
No, is that not including variants? Because I know he's not only has he done the standard allotment, but he's done variants and redraws and rebrands.
Yeah, I've counted everything towards that.
Yeah, quite a lot. Quite a lot.
That's awesome. Yes, Marcos.
Ladies and gentlemen, this month's episode's theme is going to be, we had our 3rd Rippaversary this month. So we are keeping it Rippaversary themed. The gentlemen each drew a piece that was kind of thematic to the fact that this is a big celebration. So most of the pieces involved a great many characters, all doing various things. And we invited y'all to join us for that. So we do have a fan art piece that will be showing off as well after we're done going through all the Rippaverse artist pieces here and going through their time lapses. And yeah, and then we'll let you guys know what the next prompt is after we have our discussion topic piece. So without further ado, I am going to bring in Marcos's piece, and just for a little bit of context, I'm bringing up Marcos's piece first because it's possible we'll lose Marcos at some point during the recording of this. he's got storms rolling through his area, and just to make sure we get his in before the weather gets really weathery on his internet connection or power in general, we're gonna do his first. So let me pull this up. I think it makes sense to me. So this and
I didn't like that.
You'll be all right. All right, Marcos, take us through your piece after I hit play. There we go.
Yeah, see, it started with the grayscale instead of being color. It's yeah. How long is this one? I think the whole video is like 10 minutes.
Yeah, well, I have it at 1.5 speed right now. I'm actually going to double
Gotcha. No, yeah, it's this month it was pretty simple when it came to the prompt because we had it already set up with Andrew listing out the scenarios for us to do, and I ended up choosing this one, which was just a family reunion at Silman Ranch.
Nice.
Basically outside of Avery's farm in his house, and just had the group meeting of everybody that at least was acquaintance at that point, having Gooding involved and Yair as well. Although Yara, it's kind of the only reason you could tell it's her probably from the hair because she's in the foreground below. Yeah, that's her right there. Didn't really because I didn't want to give her the outfit. It wouldn't make sense. Well, she's hiding her identity. Plus, it's like, why would you be wearing your hero outfit? I made the exception for Gooding because Gooding, it's kind of a joke. He's always prepared to, in case anything goes wrong.
Right.
But if a fire happens at the barbecue, like you never know. So I put him with the outfit, and didn't really. I felt like if I gave Gooding a regular outfit, he probably wouldn't be that much recognizable right now. At least he was just on the sideways.
That makes sense.
But Gina, for instance, it's a little bit more distinguishable because she's got that pink hair. So if even being from behind, you can tell it's her. For those of you who read Gooding Polymath, of course. And same with Vassy. She's got her back turned to us, but the hair and obviously she's like the only kid right now.
The Afro puff, man.
Yeah. It kind of had this whole feeling, a connection with the previous pieces we've done with Altona and Vassy there. So I wanted to have them have this sort of like they're having a happy moment there together at the I was gonna say party for a second there. But but yeah. It's kind of going a little sorry, I was just thinking about the coloring, never mind. I didn't realize how much I tend to pull out the sketch and just go straight to inking like I'm doing here. Like the sketching going like invisible. I guess I haven't noticed that because I'm used to doing that.
Shutting off that layer.
It helps helps you focus.
Sorry, what?
No, so it helps you focus.
Yeah.
Like on what you're doing instead of looking at everything all as a collective,
Yeah, usually I used to keep it all on all the time while I was inking, just to make sure that I wouldn't miss anything. But I guess I've been, I don't know, leveling up or something.
Level it up, yeah.
But I'm just doing it off my up the rip. But at least I get to, have the sketch in the background. I check it every time, every often, just to make sure. But yeah, I think that it was all your idea, right, Andrew? Like everything involving the drawing when it comes to the characters, like even the robot. Yeah.
No, the prompt was by the Saskas.
Oh, the Saskas
for these.
That's
yeah,
right.
the Saskas came up with the prompt for these.
I keep thinking since you were the one that posted it, for some reason thought it was you wrote them all. They had a pretty good idea though with having all these characters specifically involved in this piece. I found it a little bit funny having the robot there because it was like at first I didn't know what to do with him because the prompt just says to have the robot there. But I had the idea also to add the little one, the floating with the camera, so it's like capturing the moment for a memory.
There you go.
And it made sense to have him be some sort of the other one to have it be some sort of a servant, just serving the drinks, not while everybody else was enjoying the meal. Though the implication is that because what's her name? Harriet is bringing in the pie that she's bringing in the dessert. They already ate the main meal, so that's why the plate's empty on the table as well.
Gotcha.
And,
it's also a nice little call out to Harriet's Kitchen in Rippazine number 3, where she did the apple pie.
Yeah, that's true.
I see you.
I love the little subtle things. It's not on during layers turned off right now, but just like the little wrinkles in the whatchamacallit, table cover,
tablecloth. Yeah,
man. Like it's just with Gooding leaning on it. It's like little subtle things. That's kind of how it is. If you have usually it's the plastic ones that people have on there, and so they're moving around and shifting, and you really can feel the picnic vibe. Yeah. And just even everybody's interaction, man, like it feels very very warm, very wholesome. You got, although it was like I saw him and Avery and his dad talking business, but
yeah.
But yeah, I mean it's still, I mean this is you did a good job, man, like taking all that information, man, and really letting everybody shine in their own way. Yeah. Very good.
They're catching up.
Making sure they're looking at each other, like they're interacting,
Mhm.
because that's the thing about group shots, right? Like you want to feel populated, like you want people to feel like engaged to each other, like everyone's like giving each other some kind of look and paying attention, like the
Yeah, it's
hand
not like
gesture.
it's not like a promotional piece or something specifically made for the audience where the character usually is better off looking at us to make this connection. Instead, they're looking at each other. They're already like they're in the scene, like having a moment.
Yep.
And that really helps sell it at least.
I like how close
And,
everybody is too, man. That they're not, it's not such a large table that everybody's kind of like, away from each other. Like it's very like homely. You know what I mean? It's very, very, very cozy. I guess that's the. I saw you also scale down Yaira's size. I was like, she would actually be, she would definitely be like kind of an imposing figure next to everybody at the table,
covering like the grill and everything.
Yeah.
I struggled having it make sense in the position of like the scene, like how to bring everybody there close enough and that small, because how we have to do the piece in a particular frame or dimensions.
9x16.
So it's more vertical. So it was a little bit more struggling on that, and I had to like patch them all in.
Yeah, it looks great.
It's good.
And you
then
color
Yaira
it too,
was something
because we
interesting.
did.
Oh, sorry. No, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Yeah.
No, I was just gonna say Yaira specifically was a bit harder because I wanted her to be like she was just tuning in, like she was just joining the event right now. So she's like pointing up, "Oh, I'm here."
Gotcha.
But I ended up having to scratch that, like in terms of her being in the foreground, to be taller and bigger, if you say. But I actually kept the idea of her with the finger and like arriving, but she's like at least already sitting down on the table. That's what I had to do, because otherwise she would have covered like half of Avery and then Altone. I wouldn't even be like very big, I had to scale her down.
I think what I would have maybe done to keep even more of that having just arrived thing would be to have just her hand up like this as like a greeting hand, right?
Oh yeah, waving.
This gives more of the like vibe of maybe Harriet's asking who wants a slice of pie and she's saying I do, type of a thing, over here, right? Waiter,
a piece.
Seconds.
Yeah, exactly. Which I mean, Harriet's apple pie, I'll take thirds. So I get it.
The gooding was like
maybe it's more like she's offering the pie, and then when she's like, "Who wants a piece?" and then Yaira appears, "Oh, me too."
Yeah, that's what I got. Yeah,
that's what it comes across more as.
Why is she side eyeing Gooding like that?
I was about to say when I first
there's
saw
some
this
beef going on there.
When I first saw this piece, that was the first thing that I saw. Well, Harriet was the first thing that I saw because Harriet's my favorite mom in comics right now. And those of you who have read Great War 2 and Ice on 3 will know exactly why. If you haven't, get both of them. If you already own them but haven't read them, buy another copy to give to a friend and then read them. But when I first saw that little interaction specifically, the first thing that went into my head was Harriet being like, "Who this white boy is?"
I actually thought about the entire process. I was like, wait, should I have her looking at Gooding like that, or should probably because they're looking at each other when you think about it. He's looking at her back.
Well, it would actually work if he was like reaching for it. She like, boy.
Like at that point you could have her like holding maybe the pie dish with like one hand because she could do it easily, and then like Gooding's like reaching up for like to grab it and she's slapping his hand away or something like that.
Or the robot trying to get a slice for him.
He even got the Dixie.
Oh yeah, also
that's crazy.
Yeah, the Dixie cups. I made Yaira have the workout kit that she had in ISO #1, sort of to have it hint that she was working out, just came, like she came in at her own time, like
of course
she was busy and not here. She didn't even change her clothing.
That's a very Yaira thing to do.
It's Yaira.
Yeah.
Everything's on her time. She is the center of the world.
Yes, she
Pretty much.
thinks he is. Yes.
She certainly thinks she is. Yes, that's the way that she acts anyway.
Altona and Vassie's interaction, man, like it's just you did a good job capturing that mama daughter, kind of vibe, man. So good stuff.
It gives that
Thanks.
energy of like I can picture Altona saying to Vassie there, yes, you may have a slice of pie type of thing, right? Like you can have sweets. Yeah.
Honestly,
you've
we've all
done that,
earned
right?
sweets.
During a party, looked at our mom when we were little, like, can I do this? Should I
Right,
do this?
right.
Yeah.
Am I getting the look when I get home? I'm gonna be in trouble.
Yeah.
It's a slice of pie. It's not a big deal, right?
Man, you don't know my mom.
I honestly, the piece was fun and all, but I'm not really fond of it anymore. Looking at it, I'm like, I could have done way better regarding the shading at least. Because that's why I ended up preferring
like
the
it.
colorless version. Preferred black and white. I don't know.
Oh, I need to bring up the black and white here.
I mean, it's
Just looking at it
strong,
now.
but like the I don't know, maybe seeing it first, the colors first. Like this is good. It's rendered well, and like I said, all the light and the shadows and stuff are there. But that color, man, like really brought it to life. Like if this was,
I like the color more. To be
Yeah.
honest. Yeah,
I'll
I like the color more.
I'll stick to concept art. I'll skip away colors. Let the colors do that.
It looks
Fair
good
enough.
colored.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I prefer
But
the black and
thanks.
white one, but I think in general I prefer the black and white pieces. Like I
Yeah,
have to color my own pieces. Like the value is always more interesting to me. But I think you did a great job with the coloring. Like everything sits together.
yeah, it's very
Thanks.
Did the
unified.
same way. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, great piece, amigo. Anybody else got any thoughts about this one before we move on?
No, we covered everything. I like the looks. That's the thing that I take from this. Like, if Marcus is gonna remember anything from like this scene, he did nail like how everyone's looking at each other and the expressions and everything. Like,
Yeah,
those interactions are very good.
Keeps you engaged.
Yeah,
exactly. Because you can tell each of them is engaged with each other.
Yeah.
Right. That's good. That's good stuff on there. That's important to
Yeah,
remember for that kind of a piece.
Yep.
All right. Next, we'll bring up Igor's. We'll just go in the way that I haven't pulled up in the tabs. Because I don't need to be more creative than that.
Next holiday piece, I'll just be the image after the party, just eating a pie or something.
Right.
My sleep.
Let's see. What's the length of this one? 1649.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Ooh.
I
All right.
And
should
he looked
have.
at the whole.
Yeah, the
Dang.
entire day of work.
All right.
I don't know what
let's-
Clip Studio does sometimes.
All right. Well, I just doubled the speed on that. That's perfectly fine. Walk us through.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so I started with like a ton of ideas. Then the first one was like this, I'm gonna make this grid with like 5-point perspective, like kind of a fisheye lens.
Got you.
But then it was
That's
like,
tough.
yeah, that is tough. Like you can see the grid behind it. But then
Yeah.
as we moved along, like we had so much stuff to do closing into the anniversary, and I was like, yeah, no, I'm gonna sketch something simpler and leave that for another day. I'm gonna leave that for a brighter day or something like that when I have more time, or maybe a comic book panel or something. But yeah, I've mentioned that I worked on comics that had like 9 main characters or something like that in the past before I joined the Rippaverse. So I had this habit of like drawing a bunch of people together. So that was something that like I was remembering as I was drawing this. I was like, oh man, those were the days when I had to draw like 18 characters interacting in a single page.
Yep.
I remember.
It's like the Saskas knew this.
I can't say I enjoyed all of it, but because the final result, like I could have done better. But yeah, it was fun. I just kept thinking like this wouldn't be a peaceful barbecue. Like because the Norfolk is playing.
Right?
It was
It's
like
Yeah.
blasting everyone.
Nobody can hear each other speak, let alone
like,
think.
yeah, so can you hand me the salt? What? Hand me the salt.
Yeah, that's what I thought about everything. Like this is the expression of people that aren't hearing each other, like talking, like you can't listen to each other speaking, and so you just
Yeah.
I know, right?
It's like super loud. It's awesome.
Now
Pass
we
me
need
the
a
Silman
barbecue
Ranch
sauce
barbecue
song.
sauce. That needs to be a thing.
That's-
Silman Ranch barbecue sauce needs to be a thing in
Yeah.
universe.
That's got to be the title for the
Eric,
next North
when
Africa
if you
soundtrack.
watch this, that's got to be in Islam 4. I want
No.
Silman Ranch barbecue sauce.
Yeah, it's awesome.
But,
A North
yeah,
Africa
but
soundtrack.
the
Sorry.
pencils were fun too. No, it's okay. The pencils were fun to make, and then I had to, like, I kind of overdid that, and I've been doing that recently, and I need to fix that about my process. When I've been detailing like pencils too much, and then
Mhm.
when it comes to inking, I had to like basically do it all over again with
Yeah.
like more precision. So
Mm.
it's not saving time. It's something
Mm.
that I don't know. Your brain. That's the funny thing about art. Like your brain gets settled into like comfort zones that aren't really comfortable.
Yeah.
Like they take you more time, but you end up doing them just because of like that's how like you're doing it before. Because now I'm gonna
Because
ink
it's
and I'm gonna have to
habitual.
ink everything like again. So
Yeah.
that there is no point to doing that, especially when you're inking your own artwork. Like you kind of know how you draw a face or something like that.
And doing it digitally, like you're literally
Yeah,
digitally inking it twice.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like just change the brush and
'cause-
do it all over,
You're right.
all over.
Yeah.
It's because that's what you love to do. So
Yeah.
your brain goes automatically to keep doing that. You're
Yeah.
in the process of sketching. You like to detail and go straight to it. But you immediately go
Yeah.
to it. Oh, wait, gotta stop myself.
That's exactly it, and it's really hard, like because this could be like half the process, I think. And I could
Yes.
maybe have colored this if I didn't do that, because it took me so long.
That's
But
a
then
lot of stuff to color, though.
I will say you do.
It's more than one or two color, more than
it
one or two
really is.
characters.
But when you get like the mood set,
Yeah.
you can do this pretty quick. Like splash pages tend to be easier to paint than like a comic book page, for instance. Like
Mhm.
most colors will do like a splash page faster because the mood is already set, so it's all about detail and stuff like that.
Mhm.
So if you have a scene with light, it's just like the base colors would be a nightmare. That's basically it. The rest not so much, I think. But yeah, maybe I will color this. I think it would
It'd be cool
improve.
to see it colored.
Yeah,
I'd
the
definitely
read
be down to
appeals a
see it
lot.
colored.
Yeah,
Dude, the amount of characters in this. Probably gonna
and I
be
added
nightmare
a couple
color.
more because I saw the prompt and I was like, no, yeah, sure. These are the characters there. Like you can see, that's basically everyone, and then the rest is just like waiter, whatever, like in the
Uh-huh.
background. That they're not like really like Rippaverse characters. And I was like, yeah, I could have. Why not have like Isom
Extras.
in the barbecue grill? So
There you
that's what I did. Like
Couple
I added a
NPCs.
couple. Yeah, I added Santwan as a bouncer in the background as well.
That's
Just
awesome.
to
You
have
gotta
fun.
have him.
Yeah, because they now work in the same establishment or something like.
Hmm. I
So
like
yeah,
the collection of characters that's in this piece.
that was a
'Cause
nice
you've got,
idea by the thought. Cause yeah,
yeah,
Mhm.
I like that you've got Winslow and Betty. I like that both Salvage and Saoirse are in there as well. Um, obviously, everybody loves Horsemen. I see you in the chat, Caro. Um, you know,
Boyfriend, as she says, boyfriend.
right? Yeah,
yeah.
boyfriend. So, yeah, this is I like the layout for it. It would have been interesting to see that 5-point kind of fisheye perspective,
Mm,
It
but
would.
that's
Yeah.
like I can imagine how much more work that type of a thing is to get the perspective and the angle of everything
yeah.
down correctly because it does completely warp the way the
Yeah.
piece looks, right?
It would
Plus-
have been fun. It has been some time since I've done one of those like fisheye angle and perspective, but
Mhm.
yeah, it's a lot of boxes. It's a lot of like drawing people in weird angles.
Yep.
Take some work.
As long as you follow your perspective lines, man, it definitely makes it easier. And you have to make sure you have the solid focal point, whether it be somebody close to the camera or in this case it would be Norfolk. But yeah, I love how you got the kids in there, man. Like, I think that's Hector's nephew, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
exactly.
that's
Yeah. And
I was just gonna say that
they're at the kids'
I
table.
love how the tone of the piece, like everybody, all these adults, this seriousness, all these characters, killers and stuff, and then you have the kids while also
Yeah.
listening to Norfolka. It's like,
Yep.
oh, they are very safe in there. Like I can't.
Yes, they are.
That's true. Those kids could not be in a safer restaurant right now.
It's true.
True,
No one is
true.
going to step in there and do anything and
Yeah.
walk out.
I mean,
you
you've
just gotta
got
wonder if they know.
I would just with like horsemen there alone, let alone also adding in Santuan, and then why not? Let's just add a couple of gods. Like,
Exactly.
Yeah,
the kids are gonna be fine.
I
That's
think
crazy.
so. Yeah, so I added like a tiny bit of like screen tone and stuff like that, because just to try to separate better the background from the foreground and stuff.
Very
But
well.
yeah,
Like a texture.
I could have done a better job, like the entire piece. I think, like much as like Marcos mentioned, like looking at it back now, I could have done like so many things differently, like changed some placement, size of characters. But
It's
it
an
was fun.
artist
It
thing.
was really fun. Yeah, I guess.
I mean, it's,
I really like how it turned out.
me too. Like, I think it's very balanced, man. Like with such an array of characters in one location, nobody supersedes the other. Like it's very cohesive, as opposed to like say Saoirse Shining, or your eye goes toward the kids, which is actually cool because like kind of like alluding to what Marco said, and amongst so many like adults and serious characters, Sally and the daughter, and or Altona's daughter, and Horseman's nephew, like they really, it's
Danny,
almost like the highlight spotlight is on them, and you really get to
they're
focus
brighter.
and you get to focus on the innocence of just it's the kids table, man. We chilling and doing our thing too, man. But very balanced. Like even with Norfolk and them being in the foreground, they're not the focus, which is the sign of
they're a framing device.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
They're
kind
used
of
for
what you
framing.
do. Yeah.
Yep.
I tried to do that. Like it would have worked in the, because if you go back to the beginning of the video, at some point I had like them as the central figures, like very very early stages before this, like the sketch phase.
Oh, with the fisheye
Yeah,
lamp.
like very much like before. Yeah, go back more. Because I had this idea of having them as silhouettes in the center of the picture,
Oh yeah.
and then like the rest would be kind of distorted, and then I gave up. Yeah, like this. So I would have
Yeah.
them
Oh.
like kind of like you were seeing them from below, from above. So you had the entire room to kind of check out.
Gotcha.
But
Interesting.
but there were two of them. So I thought, yeah, this works better as a framing device than like a silhouette or something like that.
I
So
would agree with that.
Yeah, because if it was like a single player or something like that, you could make it the center element and then just throw in other stuff.
Right.
But as two of them, works better as like vocalist and guitar player.
This is definitely a more solid layout, man. Like it opens up the entire room, like
Yeah, it doesn't look crowded despite how many characters are on the page.
Yep.
It doesn't feel like they're competing for your attention.
Yep.
Thank you.
Right.
Which is
it feels pretty balanced. That's hard to do with that many characters.
Yeah, it is. Like group shots and stuff like that, man. You have to, and I love the fact that you didn't which I still do from time to time, man. I try not to do as much, but throw that white outline on the people that are closer.
Oh yeah, I thought about that. I was like, I can just do the One Piece, right? Like I just like throw the.
I mean, you use the line weights, man, and that's what you're supposed to do. Like that's, you shouldn't have to put a white outline around everything all the time. Like it, let the line weights do what they do, and and then like you said, less is best, and of course, the further you get away, less detail, and so on and so forth. So yeah, it's solid, man. This is probably one of my favorite ones you've done, honestly.
Thanks a lot. I don't like it, but I appreciate it.
Well, negate everything I said. No,
Man.
no, it's solid.
It is what it is. Like, yeah, I love group shots. Like, I feel like I've seen Marcus do this before as well. Like, and it's nice because you end up telling a story, right?
Yeah.
There is no way not to tell a story if you see like group shots and stuff like that. Like anything with more than 5 characters, something's gonna happen, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's fun because of that. I like that.
That's why I let y'all do it this time. I had to do a whole convention for.
You ran away from this.
I remember.
Well, I remember that. Yeah, that was crazy.
Dude, that's not, man. I did a book, man, where I had to draw the entire tribe.
Yeah,
and everybody was different, and everybody had different arrays of jewelry and piercings, and I was just like, whew. A lot of people.
good golly.
That was some.
All right, Mr. White.
I mean, basically simple, man.
You're up.
Showing everybody in their glory, man. Like that was I didn't get the rough because I think I did it on I did the rough on Clip Studio and it was tripping. So I just finished on Procreate, but always loved the opportunity to be able to draw dragons, man. I don't get to draw them enough, and drawing Othello band was fun. I had to make sure I captured all the details. It's funny because I know we have the concept art, man, of each character related to Bloodruth, man. But I always refer to Matt how Michael does it. It's like he's like he took what Marcos did and man, just like dude, like so it was like he just amplified it. So it's like that's kind of like always my line of demarcation when it comes.
It's
to
kind
drawing.
of the definitive.
Yeah, man. Like
Sydney artist.
Yep. It's like whenever I draw Sydney, Dunlow, or anything Bloodroof related, man, it's always like I refer to his version of Bloodroof just because he nailed it, man. Like he was like born to do it.
That's true for everything else in the book, minus the wyvern, because there was no design for the wyvern before the book. Because I did so technically the wyvern. I say wyvern because it's not a dragon.
Yeah,
the wyvern is Jack or I'm sorry, he was the one to actually design it basically.
Yeah,
so I ended up like using the book's design to do the concept art afterwards. Just sorry.
No, you're good. No, yeah, I mean, I said, wanting to show his power. And it's always interesting, like showing the scale between Othello and Bloodruth.
Yeah,
I gotta make sure. Like, I think initially she was too small, and I think I asked my kids, I was like, "You think she's too small?" He's like, "Yeah, just make her just a little bit bigger." And I always try to relate her to his head size, to make sure, like, how. Yeah, because I don't think he grows. I think he stays the same. I'm pretty sure, unless he can change size. I don't know if that's
NBA.
A problem. Right? It's like, never mind. And so, of course, then Brian, man. I mean, he's straightforward, man. Just, he's the Superman essentially of the Rippaverse, man, in a lot of ways, other than Zaylin. But Zaylin's a little bit more rock star. They're actually like they're not really they're sort of the archetype of Superman, but they're so different.
They each have different pieces
aspects
of Soups, but then in Zaylin you throw in some Adam Warlock.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. And then Brian's a cop, ex-soldier, yada yada. So, but yeah, just kind of showing him doing what he does, man. Flying through the city. I love doing capes and cloth like that, man, because to me, it, like I said before, it is as much a character as anything else in the piece. And so showing them all together, this is probably my favorite one, showing Stefania, I'm drawing now, and
Mhm.
then Yaira. She'll be next, but we don't get a lot of Stefania picks. Usually it's always like the butt of the joke, so she's like usually locked outside or involved. But
Nobody likes her. But
right. Since she's
I
grown
don't think
up,
I've ever drawn her. Like
I don't
thinking
think you
about
have
that
drawn
now.
Stefania.
Yeah, I haven't.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
You
I need
haven't,
to make
yeah.
her. No, I haven't. I need to make her the butt of some joke now.
you didn't draw her for like a Yara promo? I'm
Mm-mm.
I don't
trying to
think so. I
remember.
think for
No.
this not for Yair. It's the same issue with like I'm sorry to like
No, you good.
but it was the same issue as Magnus. So I just wanted to draw No Might. Yeah, I didn't want to
Yeah.
draw him.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, he just
I
wanted to
forgot.
draw
Yair.
Magus
I
Might.
didn't want to. I just want to
Monsters,
draw
yeah.
this freaking spider thing.
He's like,
That's
I don't
all.
want to draw the bombshell. I want to draw the creepy monster.
Creatures, yeah, you gotta do the creatures, man.
It's like 50
Y'all and your
characters in
priorities,
Yara,
man.
but nah, monster.
Hey,
Yeah.
it's each his own, man. But no,
I do love how Yairo looks there, especially.
Well,
No,
I mean,
I-
you can't see her face, but like she's actually like smiling slightly,
Mhm.
because she gets to fly with Stefania. If you've read Yaira, you know the connection between the two,
Mhm.
and the fact that she's even flying with her is a miracle, kind of
Yeah.
thing. So, capturing like the size differential, because Stefania is relatively short, and Yaira is not. But
Oh, the background looks amazing.
Thank you,
Yeah.
man. Thank you. I
Really
was like, man, what brushes do I have to actually look like fireworks? Jeez. So
Really good.
that was fun to do. I always try to get the city in there, man, and I like drawing buildings and backgrounds and stuff like that. But yeah, man, just showing everybody, celebrating, man. Like it's I get picture it as the night sky, and everybody just kind of flying through Braxwell, silent, doing his job, just kind of enjoying. He's actually smiling, which you don't really see it.
No, we don't see that often.
Yeah, so he's got a little smirk, too, because he's actually enjoying himself. So, but yeah,
two touches I really like. One's a lot more subtle than the other, but I love Sydney's actually holding onto her hat.
yes,
right, because
yes,
that's her brother's hat
yes.
that he got from NDA. And then I love how much detail and time you put into the muscle groups on Othello,
Thank you.
right? See
Texture
where
as
you
well.
can see those muscle groups underneath the membrane wings.
Yeah.
Right. On top of spreading into his chest and on his
Right.
neck, and you can see like where the scales, like the flaps are and everything like that. As someone who's a big fan of dragons, that makes me happy. And wyverns
dragon.
aren't.
You're gonna
aren't-
anger Marcus.
Well, whatever.
Here's the thing: they're not your general dragons, right? They're not your actual dragons, which would be wings
have
and
6
4.
limbs.
Or
Yeah.
it'd be the wings plus the four actual full
Exactly.
arms, 4 legs. Wyverns are a subcategory that have just the 2 hind legs and then the arms attached to the wings, which
So
is
you
what
learn
we
something
actually
new
see
every day.
most
The wings.
often. We see those most often in media,
Yeah.
and they're always just called dragons instead of wyverns, which is their more specific classification,
Right.
right?
At some point, they have to give up, right? Like
Yeah,
at some point, they're
right.
gonna
There
just
is.
call
It's
dragons
true.
wyverns.
It's true.
wyverns.
Well, like almost nobody does it correctly. These
The
days.
Marcus has that look. I'm gonna die in this hill. I'm not moving. No.
It's true. It's true.
It
Great.
all came
great
from
piece.
doing the concept art, because I was like trying to figure out what do I call it for the artists, and then I had to ask.
Oh,
was
yeah, I
talking
remember
to
you
Andrew and
messaging me.
everybody else. Google
And I was like,
everything,
well,
and they're, okay,
technically it's a
definitely
wyvern, but
He said we'll just call them dragons.
it's that actually.
Hey, actually, the
Is that the nerdy RPG stuff that we just know? So
yeah.
Yep, it's true. It's true. That's a fantastic piece. I'm a big fan of that one. That one was one I would love to see colored by like Brett or Marcos Martins or Candace.
Yeah, it would definitely be awesome to see how he played on the fireworks and stuff too.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Candace especially has like a really great grasp on like those fine lighting details.
Yeah, she does.
So that would be pretty cool to see. All right, let's pull up the three of them together, because ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna throw this up, and then you will actually, you know what? Maybe I'll have that up when we do the discussion piece. That's what I'll do. So I'm gonna pull out the fan piece now. is what I'm
Yes.
gonna do. So let's take a look at.
I wanted to say something
Yeah.
before we got to that. Like, as most people know, the members of the Rippaverse got like these pieces as like wallpapers.
PNGs.
Yeah, high res
Yeah,
ones.
in
Yeah.
this. Yeah, and I'm gonna ask Kara, because I'm not the one that sends that over. But I'm gonna send both these edited as wallpapers and the full thing, because maybe someone wants to practice and color some of those.
Yeah.
We
Nice.
would love to see those colors, because yeah, it's always cool. So make sure to tag us if you do. So we're gonna have both files in there. Because
I
it's
agree with
cool,
doing
right?
that.
Like, we're celebrating. Yeah.
Heck yeah.
We're always looking for colors, so it's a good way to see. That's a nice piece.
This is pretty good, right? This is
Oh,
by
yeah.
Modesto
Mhm.
Funk. I doubt that's their
That's
birth
style.
name, but that's the name that was on the email. So shout out to you, Modesto Funk, for having this this month's piece. Guys, have at it.
Man.
Awesome.
That's style.
Yeah. ISOM right away is probably my favorite part of it. Just the way he captured, even though he altered the suit just a little bit too, man. Like, but it's a good alteration. Like it works. Love his expression, man. It has some of that. Man, reminds me of a few artists.
Romita for me.
Romita
like
Jr.
Jr.
It
little
does
bit.
give me a little bit of Ramita Jr. in there.
Super
Yeah,
deep,
especially Yaira there.
Yep.
Like,
Even
Yeah.
like the way he did the faces, like an LU.
yeah.
And man,
There's like a futuristic like version of him
yeah,
Yeah.
like in the future.
love
The good
Braxwell. He
mix.
looks awesome. Bloodroof, she looks awesome. Man,
He gave Yaira like a face like
yeah,
frame a little bit.
I like
Yeah,
that.
like one of those I forget what
A
you call
face
it, but
frame
it's
type of
it's
thing.
part of the it was super popular in the 90s in character designs, right? Where like
Gambit.
everybody, yeah, like with Gambit, right? So it's
Yep.
not like a full cowl, it's not even a half cowl. It's just like protecting like your ears and your jaw, like the back half of your jaw.
Almost
right?
like
Young blood, right? Like a
Yeah,
Youngblood.
Youngblood.
Youngblood. Artemis wears it. I think Artemis has that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
In fact, I think even Harbinger had it as well.
The
Look at
colors
us
on this
talking
is
comics like we're nerds.
great. Hey, we
The
are.
colors are really good. Yeah,
Yeah, I like that I like bright, vibrant colors.
me too. We've
It's
talked
like
Like
about
Marcos
this.
in the
Marcos will
contrast
send
thing.
me something. I'll be like, I like that. Make it a little brighter.
Yeah.
More
Or
bright.
Igor will send me something like, a little brighter.
Everything.
Everybody has heard me say a little brighter. I think at least once.
Like, I
But-
like how he didn't stick to your typical color scheme. You know, like it's
Mhm.
it's more definitely on the cool side as far as like you know overall, you know, except for like you know Bloodroot's hands. But I like how he did the
Mhm.
blood on her hands too, like the energy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Gave
I
Brian.
like the shadow with Brian.
Yep.
The shadow against the
Reflect-
flag.
Yeah, it gives it
Yeah.
such depth. It's just so good.
Jeez.
The combination of colors, like Kanan mentioned, like it goes from purple to yellowish, and then Ingrid's whip
Green.
is
Yep.
like green, and it's over Isom,
Yep.
which is really cool. Like, if you look at his orange really close, you can see that the green is kind of invading it,
Mhm.
not only on the side, but the yellowish is turning to kind of a green yellow thing. It's
And
really good.
Can we shout
What he
out?
also did.
Can we shout out the fact that he gave Isom a fade, bro? Like,
Oh yeah,
yes,
It actually
not-
gave him the fade.
not
right?
the hard line. It's actually like a fade, man. Actually,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, absolutely. You can shout that out. He also did this cool thing where and this must have either he's just that good or he must have spent a great deal of time with his layout for this, because you'll notice he's leveraging aspects of each of these characters for the splitting and the framing. So like he's kind of really comic booking it here with like this. It's giving me Rocketeer vibes here with Braxwell.
Yeah,
But he's using that like flight path blur to act as a dividing line there to separate from some of the other characters. He does the same thing with Brian's cape here. I'm pointing to my monitor, like you guys can see what I'm pointing to. But those who are actually looking
I
at the
just
picture
realized
can
that's
tell.
the cape.
Yeah,
I thought that was a
he
building
used the
for a
cape for
second.
that.
Using
Yeah,
it as framing
that's
device.
really good.
The
That's
cape,
really
the
good.
whips, her Ingrid's whips.
It's
Goes
almost
over
like
to the other arm.
it's almost like Braxwell's got like wings. One is the flag, and the other's the Brian's cape, because they're like given that V.
I love the
Like,
style.
Yes.
The whole
Yeah.
style, like so simple. Like the outline shapes are very simple. Like if you look at Braxwell, like his helmet's kind of like the weight is all in the front.
Yeah.
Kind of helps the movement, right? Like he's moving like a bullet or something like that. Super cool.
Yeah.
I think Brian looks a little bit older. I don't know if he's
he
that.
does.
He does
He's
look a little
older.
old there.
He's older than Isom, so I guess if
Is the white hair?
He is, though he should technically look a little bit younger here. Y'all will find out why if you keep reading the Great War.
Right.
But yeah, like that's my main critique here, that I would have made Brian look a little younger. Like he's looking like he's in his 50s or more there.
Is that
I would
he's
drop
got
him
like
a decade and a half.
Like
he's
earpiece.
got like I thought it was like something cybernetic, like on the skin or something. Same with Ingrid.
I like that is
But
green.
it's probably
Right?
Yeah, I mean, you can tell he took artistic license, man. Alpha Core being basically police, so that, they stay communicating.
Yeah,
they're like, doing they'll just use the earpiece, but
which makes more sense in this respect.
Right.
Other thing I would say is we don't see Sydney's hair here.
Oh yeah,
that's
like
really
she would have
great.
short hair. Yeah.
So those would be my main two.
Oh man, Sydney with a pixie cut would look good, man.
With all that, all I'm gonna say is, with all that purple or pink on the lower left, I would have liked to see Lily in there, because I feel like that would be her color.
I think
Because otherwise, I don't know where the pink is.
He's stuck with good guys here.
I feel like I think probably my only critique would be Yaira, just because I feel like, I don't know if she was a last minute ad, but the rendering is a little different. I feel like it's maybe a little bit, I don't say like rushed, but I could tell, like, just the way the shadows and the lighting and the rendering from everybody at the top versus Yaira at the bottom looks a little different, especially when you look at her clothes, the way that he kind of rendered that. And then maybe her arm looks a little odd, or the back arm, the way it's turned. I don't know if I'm trying to figure out how that would look, but it's
the back arm looks like she doesn't have the gauntlet. Like, it kind of looks like her arm is.
It might be a little short,
naked.
Yeah,
it's just the coloring.
But other than that, man, I love her expression. I love her eyes are actually, they're illuminated. I think they're glowing.
Yeah, they do. He gave her eyes that subtle glow, which is cool, because that's important when she's using her powers. Her eyes are supposed to glow.
Exactly.
Maybe he wanted to contrast her, so less detail compared to the rest of the piece.
Maybe could have been an artistic choice.
Yeah, her being ice, it's a little bit lighter and a little bit, subtle as far as like some of the, the colors and stuff. But I mean, overall, man, like it blends. Like I love you. They even got Gooding in there.
I love that silly run, right?
Yep.
Like,
dude, like he is. If I ever got to do a short story of Gooding, I would actually enjoy. He intrigues me, and I don't know why, but he's like he's got his hands in a lot of stuff, and he's like super important. So it's like he seems to be the least, but he's actually the most important. You know, when it comes to like his effect on everybody, as as you read our books and stuff, you'll see
A
like
pretty big
It's got
impact.
connections.
yeah, like he's a dude. But I love the drones. I love like the robot stuff. Like he's interesting, and it's always cool, man, to like see where they take where the character's gonna go. Yeah, so always get a joy when I see people add Gooding. It's like he's that guy. But yeah, I love this, man. Like the artist, I think he captured everybody to the T. Like I said, my favorite is definitely ISO. Like just the way I love the weight of the character, man. Like he's not too big, he's not too small. And that's something, man, I had to learn at drawing him early on, as opposed to the way I draw him now. Like, he was beefy early on, but now, it's like, okay, like, he still has a boxer's physique. He's not.
Yeah.
He being like a light heavyweight, or even maybe like Roy Jones, those who are boxers, if you know who that is. He's not like a Tyson size guy. Like he's a little bit leaner, and so every time it's almost like when people draw Cyclops. Some people draw Cyclops super ripped. He's actually not. Dude's like
no, he's not.
He's like 170, 180 pounds, and he's like 6'2", so he's lean.
Oh yeah.
And so it's always cool when people capture that element. But hats off to the artist. Like they nailed it, man. I love this. I was hoping this is the one you picked, man. I was like, this is good. This is really good.
Yeah, it's really good.
I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. I enjoyed it too. I hope you enjoyed drawing it and submitting it. Modest Funk.
Yes.
Modesto Funk.
Modest Funk.
That's right. Yeah, I said modest. maybe he's modest about his skills.
Yeah.
His skills are pretty good. You don't have to be modest, Modesto. Excellent. Now let's pull up all three of the gentlemen's pieces while we get into our discussion piece before closing this out. There we go. Let's see. Can I zoom in on? Yeah, that'll work. Good enough. I think. Kind of. Maybe. Nah. Whatever. Good enough for y'all. There will be the poll going up in the chat. Let's see who wins this month. Marcos is the current reigning champion.
Yes, he
Yeah,
is.
true.
So
First time ever, yeah.
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 So we'll see who will either retain or retrieve the title belt, which at some point I'll task one of you with signing, because I can't draw myself. So
if Igor wins, he can be like 5-time champion.
a five-time.
We should have Andrew draw it. He's always talking about he doesn't have any artistic talent. We could put it to the test. Do the
Design it,
thing,
I want you guys to feel proud about having this title belt, not being like, yeah, you can keep that. The title belt has. I would give something that looks worse than like the stupid spinner or the freaking, what was that super overdone one in the 90s that is escaping me right now. But yeah, it would be an ugly freaking belt.
Which is called the Andrew sketch.
I never liked that spinner belt, bro. That was always ugly. That was
so
definitely
gaudy.
That was definitely whatchamacallit, John Cena vibes.
Yeah, I hated it so much. Absolutely abhor that thing. But
I
gentlemen,
have no idea what the guys are talking about.
It's
now.
okay.
We're talking about wrestling. So the discussion piece is going to be about going and growing. So we just had our third Rippaversary. So we launched July 11th of 2022. We just had our anniversary of July 11th, 2025.
Wow.
That's a pretty big deal. So quickly, shout out to all of y'all in the chat, those of you who aren't even in the chat, we appreciate you all. We thank you all. We've only been able to do this because of you.
Yep.
We do this for you. It's because of you we're able to do this thing that we love. So thank you all for supporting us. We hope to continue to be able to give you guys fun entertainment you can get invested in and that you guys can have fun with for many, 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 many years to come down the road. But in lieu of that, what are some key takeaways each of you guys can think of that have maybe changed your perspective or your approach over the course of these past 3 years? Whether it's, your approach to character design, whether it's your approach to your own illustrations, right? Or maybe it's your approach to how you look at and edit other people's work. Because obviously, Igor and Kanan, you are art editors here. So whichever one of those questions or angles you want to tackle this from, I'd love to hear your thoughts. I'm sure the audience would love to hear your thoughts, especially if any of them are aspiring artists themselves, whether they're aspiring to be character designers for comics or games or whatever, or just illustrators in general. Let's have y'all answer that. Marcos, we'll start with you, just in case your storm gets a little rowdy.
What do you? Can you specify again what you mean? Because
Yeah. So,
just for
how has your approach to character design changed or grown? How you feel it's either changed or grown
changed.
over the course of these past 3 years?
Well,
What are things that you think about now or that you do now that you didn't say a year ago or 2 years ago or in the beginning 3 years ago? How has your approach kind of evolved over these last 3 years when it comes to
well,
character design or just drawing in general?
I had to ask to make sure because there's some specific little things that
Mhm.
take into consideration with concept art specifically. Um, I'd say there's definitely different levels. Like artistically speaking, I didn't used to take it. It kind of sounds bad to say, but before the Rippaverse, I used to just look at my art, especially when it came to designing, as just something casual. I didn't really put much thought into it. Like when I would design a character, to think about the armor or how they would look, the physical aspect and what they would do, powers or anything like that. I would just think of like the most simplest thing based on the idea of a specific element or how the armor piece, like a specific style or fashion, and I would just go with it, like Google something and then I'll match it up, make something new, and I would just go with it. Now it's more precise. Like after these 3 years of everybody, all the writers, including the editorial team with Kanan and even you, Andrew, because you helped me a lot when it comes to when I'm designing and showing you. Well, technically, I show you designs. You tell me these need to change or not. Um, it's changed a lot. Where every time I'm drawing now, it's like not only am I thinking about how this could fit into the design or the character or whatever I'm drawing, but I'm also considering what would what would everybody else think? What makes it more than just a simple like generic thing, Like I don't know if you know what I mean. It's like I put more thought into it is what I mean. Basically what I'm saying. Like I don't just go look for references and like copy stuff or like, you know what, I like this idea. Let me try to, mimic it or something. Now I look to make everything more original in a sense. Like I'm
It's
trying to
more
make
intentional.
something new.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it has meaning now. Everything has more meaning now to me than it used to back then. Because before this, I was just doing art for trying to make money, but it was like I guess I wasn't really entirely mature when it came to art back then.
Yeah.
But this has changed me so much. It's like it's my job.
Yeah.
It's my life. It's what I've been growing towards. And now it has this is such an impact, and everything I draw now, it has meaning behind it. It's not just something I'm drawing for the sake of it.
Yeah.
And that goes from the artistic way sense into the just overall and the scope of this whole thing as a career, not
Yeah.
just from art for drawing, but it's like I'm almost writing as well because when
Yeah.
I'm going through designs, I'm thinking about all this stuff behind the character, like the background and everything that's happening, connection to the story, connection to everything that's surrounding them, and it's just I'd say that's pretty much the main thing. Basically, I've changed with the meaning. Like, I used to just be simplistic. Now everything has more as grounded. Everything has more as deep.
Yeah.
And yeah,
There's intention,
that's
right,
Yeah.
behind it.
Intention.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's
yeah.
something you touched on there that I want to highlight right there at the end was thinking about the character's backstory in relation to the design. I think that's that's kind of that next level of character design where
Mhm.
you go, okay, so this character could be wearing something cool or have something cool as like an accessory or a weapon or what have you, but why do they have it? What's the story
Mhm.
behind that? How does that narratively pair with it? Why does this character primarily wear such and such colors? Is there a reason for that? What is the function of something on this character's suit? Is it there for a reason or is it there just to look cool? Because I mean, I'm a rule of cool guy. That's awesome, but I like even more when something both looks cool and there's a reason why it looks the way that it
Yeah.
does.
Yeah.
And so adding
Exactly.
that
Yeah.
part into your approach when you're doing character design, I think that right there is the thing I would highlight as that's been your biggest level up or leveling up piece in your character designs that you're now thinking about, okay, well, how can I pair what I know about this character from a narrative perspective into their design?
Yeah.
I
That's the
think that's
thing.
the huge takeaway.
Yeah, you used to just draw for the looking cool part.
Yeah.
That's it. And now it's more than that. you know, that's
Yeah,
exactly it. Now it's more, it's deeper than that.
absolutely.
That's good.
Very nicely put. Igor, what about you, brother?
I think my career probably changed the most out of everyone here because I got like added to a new, right? Like before I was drawing,
Mhm.
basically drawing like shirts and other stuff like that. And then now on top of that, I have to edit as well, which
Yeah.
was like a whole new universe for me. But so there is those aspects both changed throughout the 3 years that we've been here. I've been here longer than that actually because I started working with Eric, in which would be the Rippaverse like a year before almost. So we
Mhm.
started designing a bunch of stuff. Like I'm sure Marcus was there as well, like designing the
Yeah, you and me
characters.
both.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yep.
because and then at the start, like we had to work with what we had, but like basically, like Andrew and me were making like social media posts and sending them, and like Andrew was answering emails. So there was that whole thing that changed, right? And then at some point when I started editing this year, there was a lot to learn because you have to learn how to read the script not as an artist but as an editor. So you
Yeah.
have to imagine like the many different things that
Mm,
are going to be a problem. You have to kind of anticipate problems that you can look at when the page gets turned in. You have to look at different layouts and learn what that's going to look, right? So you have to imagine how is that going to look when it's inked, and then
Yeah.
kind of anticipate that as well. So I think it's more about anticipating problems throughout the course of like the entire production and learning how to speak with artists. That's really important as well. The main thing, sorry, the main thing
Yeah.
is gonna be related to art, I think, because I learned a lot how to color and like how to, but I think that's the main thing that I improved, how to pose characters and stuff like that. That's all of that was really like groundbreaking for me. If you look at the colors from the beginning of my career and now, it's like it's insanity. That's to me at least. That's like it's so easy now because I learned a lot.
Yeah.
It wasn't like before. It was
And you improved on monsters too, by the way.
yeah. So
Drawing monsters.
that's the fun part.
He was fed.
Yeah, but I think on the edit side, I would say that like learning how to properly read the script and engage with the entire process was
Yeah.
improved my art as I'm drawing stuff. Like I think about stuff that I didn't before. Like Marcus was mentioning, the intention of
Yep.
it all.
Yep.
It's more present now. Like everything that I do has a meaning and an intention behind it. So I
That's
think
good.
that's that kind of converges in that sense, even though it's different areas. Like as
Purpose.
it turns more into your job and you practice more, like it has more meaning behind it. You think more before you put pen to paper.
Yeah.
So I think
Mhm.
that
It's good.
I like that. Mr. White.
That seems to kind of be the word of the day, man, is intention. I've been doing, I've been doing comic stuff, man, professionally, probably since '08. I say probably '04, but officially '08. So, you know, I've been say around the block, mostly in the indie department, man. But I've done a lot of stuff, man. But Rippaverse was one of those things. I think I've shared it before, but I don't write a lot of stuff down, man. I've gotten better, but early on is like one thing I want to was like should I do work at the Rippaverse, blah blah blah. This one something I want to do, and so getting in here and really putting on the hat of an editor or of a art editor and art director. A lot of times you're there to set the mood and the tone. I always look at it as quality control. Some stuff you can let go. Some stuff you want to allow the artist to be able to create, and then the other stuff it's zero allowances. You got to make sure everything is specific, especially when the story's specific. I would say for me, probably the biggest change is that I learned working here is being assertive. Now I don't care. I don't say I don't care, but I mean, like I
there has been an attitude shift with that.
if exactly, like if there's an artist or somebody that's kind of out of pocket, I'll talk to him. I mean, there's no love lost, man. But I mean, it is what it is. And before, and I think being in that position of an art director, and specifically, working with individuals like Deborah, and and having to really cultivate an artist to really first, because honestly, man, with Deborah, I say this, I really didn't. How to say change anything with her. I think what a lot of mainstream companies don't do is make the artist feel like they have value, and that's something that we at the Rippaverse really stress, because beyond the art, man, are you okay? Kind of thing. And so I think once things kind of settle, and I was just there to kind of let Deborah know, as a source, a resource. She upped her ante because she knew that was like, okay, this is there's a fly flying around. I was like, once she knew what was kind of expected as far as the final and where ultimately we wanted to go versus where we were at the time. It's like, okay, I know I can do better. I know I can up the ante. I know I can bring my A game. And she did. And not just her, but, other artists as well, like really push the envelope to be like, okay, no, we're not. Rippaverse is not just like a place where we gig and everybody just kind of does jobs here and there and stuff. Like we're a we're a publishing company. Like that's the final goal. That's the ultimate goal. And then we're also branching out into other things. So what does that look like? Well, that means we gotta be able to ISOM. If ISOM or Yaira is on the shelf, and I've always done this even with my own work. If I sit it next to an X-Men comic, I want people to be like, man, ooh, what's that? You know, just like you would, you know, looking at a cover with Wolverine on it. Like it should be able to hold up, and our products do, because there's a standard now. You know, even with the new styles that we have coming in like every day of different varied artists, there's a standard that's been established. And so, you know, me personally, as far as like, you know, like I said, being assertive and being there to really like nurture like that's kind of the growth of me as an individual, not just in the Rippaverse, but it's helped me then just in everyday stuff. Like there's a time to speak, there's time to say something. You know, you can't always keep it to yourself, and there's a time where you let it slide. And so I always find myself around individuals that are go-getters, even if I'm like laid back. You know, like even if a person is like, even our creative team, like you know, Igor the workhorse. You know, it's like and and same thing with Marcos, and and Andrew, you as well, man. You're good at juggling multiple things, not just multitasking for the sake of multitasking, but being in the moment in each instance. And that's not easy to do. People multitask all the time, but it's different than being managing the task and being present in each event, each section. And you do that very well. Not everybody can do that. And so learning those different things, man,
I credit Caro for helping me up my game.
I mean,
with that.
Caro as well, and don't get me on Eric, man. Like that dude's a visionary. Like I've never seen anybody like as forward thinking as him come up with a concept, and then 2 months later it's actually a reality. You're like, dang, man. Like Rippa saying, I know, he said, he got, Jay helped him with that, and it's like now I was like, it's such an ingenious idea, dude. It's like, dude, like that's crazy, and then all the way to the Norfolk album, and so that's opened my eyes on just knowing that, when you're in comics, and a lot of times, man, you can get jaded because you've seen so many different things, you've been in so many circles. A lot of times, the mainstream just want bodies to fill positions, and they don't really care about necessarily the individual because it's a machine. We know how
there's a cog in the machine.
Yeah, it's a cog in the machine, man, and they can say, well, we support and we love the artist. Yeah, people's DMs and private messages say otherwise. We really know how you really think. And so, working at the Rippaverse, man, I've seen from the time I started to now. If Eric says he's gonna do something, and if it's you just gotta make sense. As long as it makes sense, you can count it as Bible, man. It's law. It's gonna happen. And so, being able to see so many different things go from like, dude, we got like 20 plus books. We got, I was looking at somebody posted a picture of our characters, our villains from the calendar, and then the heroes. Yeah, and I was just like, man,
we got a lot of characters, and those, even with how many freaking characters you managed to fit on each of those pieces, there are still more.
Yeah,
there's still more.
Like that is, I would say, art wise, just my output. Like I've done more art here, and I think I've done my best art with Rippaverse than I have with any other individual. And I've worked with a lot of people, and it's to the point where, if I did do commissions or something on the side, it's secondary. And I let the individuals know that's weekend stuff if I can. But I actually love working on like Rippaverse stuff. Like it's not just my job.
I know you're posting
but
work
I
stuff in the work chats on Saturdays and Sundays.
Sketches that are like
yeah, man. But
masterpieces.
I enjoy it, man. Like it's I've always wanted a place. Y'all don't understand. Like I've always wanted a place where I could sit down, put my feet on, feet in, and then learn and grow. And I wanted to do that when I was in my 20s and 30s. Unfortunately, I didn't, because I don't think I had the know-how. And timing is everything. I mean, Eric July wasn't even who he is today. When I was in my 20s, dude was like, what, 12, 13, 14, somewhere around there. He's a kid. So, there's timing and seasons for everything, but intentionality, like Igor and Marco said, now I know that everything I've done, like I'm looking at our banner, man, like that, for the show, like he's got Yaira and Gooding. Like I've done so much art for this company. And you think about it, it's just like, man, like shirts and hats and posters. And I was like, I've never put out that much art in any of the avenues I've worked. And I've done Big Two stuff. And honestly, man, it wasn't as fun. It just hasn't been. These 3 years, man, have been some of the, a lot of life-changing events, outside of art. But it just reinforces where I am, man. And I'm excited, like every day, man, to be able to create and draw like characters, man, that just have such meaning and passion. And the fans, man, like best. And I always say it, man, but we really have one of the best fan bases in comics, and not just numbers, but a healthy fan base. Because you got.
They're excited. They're enthusiastic.
Exactly. They're excited. They're enthusiastic. Yeah, they're
creating YouTube channels.
Yes. Like
they care.
Exactly. Like, and that to me, speaks volumes as far as like the love that I've gotten since being here, has been amazing. And it just drives you to want to create. So yeah, a lot in 3 years, for me. And but some of the best, and I'll say probably the best comic experience I've ever had is being here. And I've done a lot of stuff for a lot of people, but it's never been like this. This isn't home. That's how I feel like that. And I told Eric, I was like, man, as long as I'm on this earth, bro, I was like, Rippaverse first, and then everything else is secondary. Because I want to build. I want to build something. I want to grow. I want to create. I can't wait to do Sersha. Then can't wait to do whatever else is in the future. My own stories within the Rippaverse. And it's like, the stuff are exactly
NDAs.
But the ideas that I'm coming up with, man, it's like now, like, man, I'm like, oh yeah, it may not be Rippaverse, but that could be Rippersend, or that could be like, so there's an avenue for your creator owned stuff. There's an avenue for within the company, like it's just, this is the spot, and I love that people are starting to notice.
Yeah,
and not just noticing to hate on us, but seeing like, man, okay, like they're like a legit publisher, just like Massive, just like Image, just like anybody else, man, that publishes indie comics. But dude, they don't even
those publishers only started with a few titles too.
Yeah, exactly. But even with them, they don't even do what we do. Nobody has something like a Rippersend, not to the effect that we do it. So I mean,
it's a real pain, right, in the market like that.
Yeah,
we've seen like recently a lot of distributors closing down.
Yes,
and it leaves people hanging, right? Like
Yes.
it left like a bunch of companies that like I've worked with, that I'm sure Kanan has worked with, like Dynamite and other companies, like big companies. They're hanging because Eric saw something that was going to happen, right? Like he anticipated something. And he had the idea of like the Rippersend is a genius.
It is. It's probably one of the best ideas I've seen anybody creating, like in comics, man. And that's for me, man. It's just been the innovative, the intentionality, and then the focus and output. Being here has upped and fun and funny thing, a lot of times I found myself going back to some of my old stuff, but that actually worked. I'm gonna go back and reincorporate that into my new stuff, kind of thing. Is because sometimes you can get so, and I just kind of had this is probably yesterday, a moment like that. I was like, okay, and I could tell when it's time for me. I was like, okay, I need to like cleanse the palette a little bit and like get back to some stuff, because I was like, okay, I feel like it's, this piece is taking a little longer than it should. I got all these different visuals in my head as far as these different artists and their styles, and I want to put this in there, and I want to do some Olivia Coppell, and I want to do some, a little bit of Mike Perkins and Mike Diodal Jr. It's like, okay, what about Kanan White? What's he gonna do? It's like all that stuff is good, but you gotta, to thine own self, be true. So artists glean from other artists and creatives, but trust in your style. It was a bet on yourself. Trust your style. Trust whatever you have to create with. Trust that, because that's what Rippaverse has showed me, man. Like these last 3 years, trust your style. You got a style. You got a vibe. You got a voice as an artist. It's okay to glean from and be inspired by them, but at the end of the day, man, don't lose yourself in the midst of trying to be the next Jim Lee or whoever's hot right now, Ivan Rios, and all these individuals. They're good, but they're good for their reasons. You be good, and you be. There's an artist. His name, he goes by Cheeks. That's his nickname. But he did. I think he did some of the artwork for Spectacular Spider-Man, the animated show. But as long as I've known that artist, and I've met him years ago, I think talking about 2008, 04, somewhere around there. He's been consistent. That's his style. And he never was like, oh, I want to be like Anel Yu. I want to be like Alvin Lee. And I want to be like, he stuck with it, man. He stuck with what works. So again, grow and learn, but be okay with your style, and be comfortable in it, and be comfortable with evolving within that style, whatever that is. Yeah, I mean, like, and run with it, man. That's how you get better. I'll say you got to pick a lane, but you do want to eventually kind of settle into something and perfect that thing. And whatever that style is, let it be yours. And so, Rippaverse has allowed me to definitely be comfortable and all that. So, but yeah,
seed, like a metaphor. You gotta let like the metaphor of the seed. You gotta put it in good land; it'll grow.
Yep,
that's what happened with you in the Rippaverse.
Yeah,
Rippaverse is the land. Gotta put the seed in, let it grow.
It's the parable. Yeah,
I'm saying, and I'm not trying to go on, but one more thing: camaraderie. Like, this is the most, like I said, family, man. Like, you guys, it's like studios back in the 90s. Everybody, even though we all live in different locations, man, like everybody actually enjoys working here. And I've only probably experienced that maybe once or twice in the realm of comics, and I've been doing it for a long time. And this is the most family vibe and oriented I've been in with as a group. So yeah, much love to the River fam, man. You make all my dreams come true.
So we are a family.
Even the chats, because we're daily in the chat or teams, and it's like we're talking about work stuff like it's nothing. All right.
Yeah.
Literally like a family.
Yep.
Yeah. Awesome. Incredible answers. Thank you, all three of you. I think those were all very, very insightful and helpful. And I knew, at least externally, what some of those things might be, but hearing them from your own mouths and hearing how you view yourselves having grown over the course of these last 3 years is incredibly interesting for me. And I enjoyed that. And chat, I hope you guys did too. Please let us know in the live chat, as well as in the comments and on social media. Let us know what you guys think. That just about wraps us. Last couple of housekeeping bits. We did just close Mighty Golden Patriot on Ripasend. That closed out at, I think it was just over 121K.
Yes,
I want to say something like that. So that's fantastic. Congrats to Yellow Flash and John Dillard for a very successful first comic book over 120K. All right,
Yeah,
yeah, that's nothing
Right.
to sneeze at. Jeez Louise, I'd take
figures.
I'd take
After the fees,
120K right
like,
now.
yeah, just money in your
Yeah.
pocket.
That's not shipping, that's not tax, that's just raw sales. So that's pretty awesome. Congrats to you guys.
Good deal.
Norfolka Glorious Death #1 right now is going strong at a little over 4,600 books sold, I think.
Nice.
And over 200K. We just crossed that yesterday. So that's fantastic. That's 2 laps around the 6 figures track. So that's amazing. Thank you all for all your support there. Thank you for supporting the single too
Yes.
for that. Because we charted it was number 7 on Billboard, and that's with them not counting all of our direct sales on our website. So if they had been counting that, who knows what we might have hit. So that's incredible, and that's all thanks to you guys. So thank you so much for all your support on that, and for everybody that did like the reaction videos to Eric and Dan's music video. Y'all are rad. Thank you so much. The Rippaverse Omnibus right now is going strong. It's at a little over 300 books sold, I believe, and 42,500 and change. Guys, this is not a mass selling piece. This is your collector's
For real
volume.
collectors.
This is also, it's also a great jumping in point or a catch-up point. Like, say you only picked up ISOM 1 or ISOM 1 and 2, and you've just fallen off, you got other bills, other things going on or whatever, or you were just like, I liked those well enough, maybe I'll come back and check in a couple of years. Well, now is that couple of years later check-in point, and the Omnibus Years 1 through 3 collection is a fantastic point to do it, because that is every major release from July 2022 through July 2025. That's a lot of books, guys. Over 1,300 pages. That's a thick. It's going to be a murder weapon. That is a blunt instrument for knocking out whoever may walk into your home. Though you should probably also be strapped as well. Death Shroud, Forged in Shadows, #1, over 770 books sold and $44,600. By the time this airs in a few days, might be crossed 45,000. That's gonna leave us with about a month left. So this closes at August 29th, I believe. Those of you who did not check it out already, I did a stream with Kanan and Chad just a couple days ago, talking about nothing but Death Shroud, the creative process, what their inspirations were, what the back and forth looked like, everything in between. It was a fun conversation. Check it out over on our YouTube channel. It is up publicly and still available. It's absolutely worth your time. I thought it was a super interesting conversation. I'm happy to have been there. Hopefully we'll be able to get those guys back on, and maybe V Ken Marion as well for the closeout. That's what I'm trying to orchestrate right now. So make sure you guys look forward to that. Thank you all for supporting Death Shroud. That is a book that is absolutely worth your time and your money and your readership. Waiting for Neurotic, over 2,500 books sold and over 126,000 in sales. That's incredible. We've got a lot more coming down the pipeline here pretty dang quick. Guys, this has been a fantastic episode. I shall leave you all with the prompt for next month, and said prompt is going to be Rippazine Originals. So you guys are going to give me a piece in my email. It's be andrew@rippaverse.com. Again, my email, andrew@rippaverse.com. Send me a piece of your favorite Rippazine introduced original characters. So maybe it's Salvage, right? Or maybe it's Saoirse. Or maybe it's Winslow and Betty. Or maybe it's one of the crew of the Dirty Deeds. Or maybe it's whoever it is. Or maybe you're crazy and you're like, yeah, those guys, they drew 85 characters on a single piece. For last month. I can do it too. So I'm gonna draw every single Rippazine original character all in one piece. Have at it. Y'all grown. I'm not your dad.
You know what?
You heard that, Ken?
Igor almost did that. Igor, you almost did that here.
He kind of did, yeah.
Yeah, he
We're
did.
just
You got
listing the crew of the
first
dirty
up.
deeds.
So I'm not
Yeah.
gonna do that next month.
He's got one person.
I'm gonna draw a bust. That's it.
Right? It's just gonna be a
No
headshot.
hands.
All you
Yeah.
search and thirsty people,
Right.
Y'all can come up with your art. Keep it PG though.
Yeah,
keep it
PG. Please and thank you. I see you all,
Yeah, right.
and I get it, but still,
Yes.
this is a PG show and a PG channel, or at least we try to be. So, yeah, pick a favorite Rippozine original characters, one or multiple. It's all up to you guys. Send it to me in my email, andrew@rippaverse.com by end of day, August 20th. And with that, guys, if you're not a member already, speaking of Rippozines, sign up. Free standard issue copy each time we come out with a new one. $5 a month. Discounts. Higher tier you go, better the discounts are. Cool stuff. We've got a lot of cool stuff in the works on the back end for the website. Look forward to that. But with that, I will bid you all adieu and goodbye. So God bless and Godspeed.
Peace out.
Peace.
You guys.